Right, so there's been one question on everyone's mind, and that is, are we going to see the iPad mini 6 at the September event? Since, of course, we are yet to find any database filings or retailer info regarding the iPad mini 6, and that could be suggesting that the release is not happening anytime soon. At least that's what we thought, because now we do have database filings for the iPad mini 6, and also some interesting information on the name of the iPad mini 6 too, because surprisingly there's a chance this might not be called the iPad mini, which might seem a little confusing, and so let's delve into this report. But first, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. Right, so this information is coming from YouTubers Luke Miani and Sam Cole. Now, these guys have sources who are telling them information, but also have access to database filings. And yeah, let's begin with that. They found 7 unreleased iPads in the database filings, and of course, I'm assuming that's the iPad mini 6 and the iPad 9. Now you may be wondering why there are 7 listings, and that's because there are different variants of these iPads. For example, there's a Wi-Fi version, there's a cellular version that's made for the US, then a global cellular version, and then a cellular version for China. So that pretty much accounts for the 7 unreleased iPads. Though of course some of you doing some big brain maths might realize there's 4 variants of each iPad and there's 7 listings, and to that I say that there is a possibility that there's one listing that Luke and Sam have not discovered just yet. But anyways, this is fantastic news because this gives us our first piece of evidence that could be suggesting the iPad mini 6 is releasing a lot sooner than we initially thought. Now, another interesting tidbit Luke and Sam mention is that their source says that Apple's planning to display 6 versions of this new iPad mini 6 in their stores, and so that could possibly be hinting at colors, many colors coming to the iPad mini 6. And this could make sense because the iPad mini is a smaller version of the iPad Air, which comes in many colors, and so I can see Apple giving us multiple color options with the iPad mini 6, which I know goes against John Prosser's findings, but since the iPad mini 6 is literally a smaller version of the iPad Air 4, it makes sense we see the same color options too. But of course, some of you Apple nerds might be wondering, there's 5 color options for the iPad Air, so why is the mini 6 getting another color variant? Well, of course, since the iPad Air 5 is on the horizon, maybe Apple gives us the new colors they might be planning to launch with the iPad Air 5 with the iPad mini 6, and so that could account for the extra color variant Luke and Sam's source mentions. Though of course, do remember there are many displays at the Apple Store, and so they could be having 2 of the same color, and that could explain why there are 6 versions of the iPad mini 6 on display instead of 5. Finally, let's end on the name, because obviously a lot of you guys are going to assume this is going to be called the iPad mini, much like every other version of the iPad mini, but Sam says that his source might be hinting at the name iPad Air 8.5 inches. Now yes, I know this seems completely absurd at first, but if you think about it, this actually could be possible, because obviously with the iPad Pro range, we have the 11-inch and the 12.9 inches. There is no iPad Pro mini in the lineup. The 11-inch is also referred to as the iPad Pro. And of course, as I said earlier in the video, the iPad mini 6 is literally going to be a smaller version of the iPad Air. The specs are going to be identical, it's just the size and the battery capacity that's different. And so much like the iPad Pro comes in 2 sizes, maybe Apple gives us the iPad Air range, which comes in 8.5 and 10.9 inches. And yeah, I could definitely see this happening, because also remember the iPad mini is going to be more expensive than the regular iPad, and that could be confusing for some because mini could be suggesting that this is an inferior product to the regular iPads, and so maybe that can be fixed by calling this the iPad Air 8.5 inch. I mean, we all know the iPhone 12 mini has not done very well, and I can tell you that many within my close circle have been put off by the iPhone 12 mini because it's called the mini and they've immediately assumed it's a worse product, even though we all know it's near identical to the iPhone 12. And so yes, iPad Air 8.5 inch, that makes a ton of sense to me, but tell me your thoughts on this name in the comments below. Anyways, thank you for watching guys, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out the video in the icon above on details regarding the iPhone 13. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya peeps.